Hey, looks like we're here, or we're getting there. We're either getting there or we're close. I'm not real sure. There we go. Looking good. Oh, got the wrong screen up. Let's nope, that did not work. Oh well. I was trying some new things here, trying to there we go. Let me get that off there. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Well, it's that some Steve guys here, and he's going to go over week 3, Monday, April 29th. Go over what happened today and let everybody know what's going on. Well, it was very slow start to the morning. Started looking at the scanners, and the scanners indicated a few different stocks that were nothing was outstanding, but there were a few different stocks that looked to have some potential. PRPO was doing well. It had shot up to 7, 8, $9, I believe. If you recall, about a week ago, I had some of that stock for about 50 cents. So that would have been a good hold. Going to start looking at maybe keeping some of these stocks a little bit longer than day trades. And see how maybe there's some of those that I might want to just hold on to. Not a lot of stock, but just a little bit in. Then there was also a couple more. None of which I ended up dealing with today. ATHX, I believe, was on the hot list. PRPO, and there was one other. Like I say, nothing that was absolutely a no-brainer that I needed to jump into. So I decided what I would do is just sit back and watch this morning and see what was going on, see if I got any confirmations that anything was going to go up, if it was like it was going to hit, um, and that obviously did not nothing spiked. Kept looking around, did my due diligence, ran all over the board. Didn't see anything that looked like it was a standout until till mid afternoon. I got into ROAN, and first was MGI, which was that was MoneyGram, and MoneyGram was going up for a little bit. I'll bring it up here on the board here, and we'll take a quick look at what was going on with MoneyGram. Excuse me while I get us a set that's a little more stream friendly. There we go. And as you can see, MoneyGram had some potential throughout the day. We started out here at 319, peaked up 345. So there was some, got a little cold bull flags, looked good. Dropping, we dropped below the moving average. It had a little crossover action here, which did help it out a little bit. And then we crossed back up underneath and finished out the day about where we started the day. Looking back, it looked like we had a little bit. Yes, on Friday, it looked like we had a little bit of a spike, so it looked good. So I thought maybe something would do something like that. Well, I got in. Looks like I got in MoneyGram at 346. So I got in almost as high as you could get in. So I got in over here thinking that we were going to bull flag and then we were going to take off, maybe peak up higher than the day before. And as you can see, my decision making is not ideal. It looks like the stochastic is was high here, but it was tapering off when I purchased, which would have had to been probably on this candle. But if you look, the RSI is fairly high. It's not crossing the border, but here's the biggest: the volume. Um, Volume to me seems to be the biggest indicator. You can see, I mean, we get big chunks of volume here as we're selling off, right? So it looks like here we got a pretty good bit of volume, and then it really just tapered off. Then later on we got we went down a little bit, and then everybody came back in, and we got a big punch, That's when I jumped in, and then you notice that the volume just literally didn't climb over almost half, about half of the first two bars here, and that's got to be my indicator. I've got to start paying more attention to that. If you're trading, I would definitely suggest that you keep a good eye on volume, as it tends to be almost the leading indicator of what's going to happen, how quickly something's going to happen. So volume's just puttering around. Then the MACD became my enemy. My green crossed, right? So when that crossed, it was pretty much over. But I had already gotten out at 336, which was somewhere in this range, and took the L on the forehead for a $12.80 loss on this. If the good things were, I got out quick, didn't lose, a bunch of money. Went in with 200 shares at $3 and some change, was right around $700. So I only lost $12, which, not ideal, but coming down at the time, I would have lost significantly more throughout the day. So got out about the best time I could possibly get out. Then I ran over, and later on in the day, I found Roan. Roan was doing really well, a little bit pricier of a stock, and Roan was doing really well. It looks like I got into Roan at $6.07, which was later in the day. So I got in around here. I was able to get out of Roan. I got out right here at the top. I got out at 610.78, and as you can see, I made a $7.56 profit on 200 shares. That's a little over $1,200 to earn $7. I'm not necessarily going to complain at the percentage. It did help me to draw down my daily loss to somewhere around $5, which is, hey, if you got to lose any amount of money, $5 is not horrible. Probably should have, again, the volume wasn't so bad. When I got in, looked like there was some volume potentially right in here. It did kick in some volume to sell off later in the day. But, Roan was smoking the scanners. So that's how I got in on it, and I need to find these things right here, 45, get up here into this, this $5 range and bail. I mean, that's 485 up to 540. I mean, that's 70 cents, and that's how you make money. You log out here, and that's it for the rest of the day. So that was the activity for today. Went down about $5. Not an awful day, but I spent most of the day after the MGI. After MGI, I just spent most of the day looking at stocks and watching them move. And really, at this point, I find myself gun shy about investing in anything. I am scared as soon as I feel like I want to get in. I feel like the air drops out and I'm going to lose. I try to find the pullback and then try to jump up on it. And it seems what happens to me is it just goes down. I watched Eames, which you can tell here had a couple of really good spikes today. I must have watched Eames from this area going up through. I watched it do virtually all of this and could not find an entry. I watched Eames. I watched quite a few, to be honest with you. And so what I find myself doing now is second guessing literally everything. And I'm not sure how to correct that. I know how to understand and reading my indicators. Green on top is good, right? We're good. and then when they cross, no bueno, right? Good, 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 good. Green was riding. As soon as it took off, I could have purchased right here. When I seen that big old gap and I see all that volume, right? We see the stochastic is up. It's just lots of stuff's about to happen. And look at that gap, man. That's beautiful. Look at this gap. You can tell it's just really separated. These two, one is the value, one is the average. When the MACD value just separates from that average like that, yeah, you should you know some good stuff's coming. The histogram, getting that deep green, big bars. I mean, that big bar with that separation, that volume, that momentum. I just got to jump. I got to be jumping. PRPO had a huge spike this morning pre-market, but again, it dropped down, which was no big deal, but could never locate, and there really wasn't anything clear in here. One other that I watched a good bit of the day was Mattel. Excuse me. The Mattel had a good earnings, and so they've been going up and down. They had a real nice run here from 12.12 up to 12.80, and and then trailed off for most of the day. But I did watch them through most of this here, and again, my indicators here, and this is really for more for me than probably anybody, but you got to watch these. You got to watch these average and the value, the deep green, the size of that histogram bar, the stochastic going up like that, the SMI and the average SMI. Oh, the momentum index. Okay. Average. All right. So that's the stochastic momentum index plot and the average. Okay. So this gap is just key, and yeah, I mean, you look down here and it just petered out the rest of the day. But that's one thing I've noticed about the market the last week or so is that the overall volume has just been fairly low, in my opinion. I don't really have anything to back that up with. Other than just the way that I kind of feel. Wow, it looks like the SPY dropped a fair amount today. Wow, it gapped down pretty good bit. We need to take a peek. If it gapped down that much, wonder what the calls are. The calls to get back up to 293 are about $100. 133. If you think it'll jump back up tomorrow. I mean, they always tell you, that these gaps have to be filled. Oh, this is after hours gaps too, by the way. Whoa, didn't notice that till just now. Yeah, so this is after hours gaps. It's about 11 o'clock Eastern. So yeah, it looks like we crested out at 294 and then began to kind of plummet. But that big drop, right? They always say if it drops, it's got to fill. So I don't know. I can't do anything with it. I gotta stay away from the options and and go that way. Yeah. So the takeaways are going to be that my past mistakes of getting into options and not just focusing on the short gains is it now it's messing with me as far as being able to pull the trigger. If I was losing $10 and $20 here and there, that's not near as devastating as losing $2,000 in 2 weeks. That is definitely almost 40% of my entire account. So doing that is not it wasn't good. and now it's kind of weighing on me as far as I want to be in this game a while, and I want to learn. Um, yeah, so we'll see how it moves forward. I'll report back tomorrow and let you guys know how I'm doing. I really do appreciate you guys following. If you want to subscribe, hit the alert button there, and you'll be notified when I when I upload. I try to upload every single day, at least my recap of the day. Really going to try to focus tomorrow, and if the indicators say go for it, I'm going to go for it, and not going to be held back by my emotions. And we'll see how we do. But until tomorrow, I really do appreciate you guys just stopping by and listening, and it helps me to verbalize these things, and to be able to think about what I need to do going forward. And hey, maybe when I strike it rich, I'll throw us a pizza party. But anyway, until then, until tomorrow, I will sign out, and y'all have a good night. Thanks.